Yo YouTube, it's Anarchist of Darkness, also known as Sir Killing Son of Colorstruck, and I'm here to do another video. I just watched something very disturbing on Facebook. One of my friends, one of my other veteran friends, posted something. We had a little kind of a disagreement on this video, so I'm gonna share it with you guys. All right, here we go.
What's going on? I just wanted to take a minute and reach out to everybody and talk about a certain subject that came up the other morning, and I think people should know about it. Obviously, I don't work over in the United States. I work overseas, and I'm currently in Iraq, which is one of the countries that were on the list. And there's been a lot of discussion about the executive order. Obviously, in the United States, there's lots going on, and over here, there's a lot going on as well. Just a lot of things you all don't see. So, the other morning, we were having a discussion on the executive order, and a lot of the Iraqis obviously showed their displeasure in this executive order, and why they feel like they've been betrayed by the United States and so on. Now, I'm not here to get into a discussion with you about policies or this or that or anything like that. I just want to talk to you and make a comment about the discussion I actually had with these gentlemen. So I listened to what they had to say, and after they were done, yelling and screaming about their opinion on things, I asked a simple question, and I got an answer to that simple question, and I got it without hesitation. My simple question was, as an American, if I went out in town right now, would I be welcome? And they instantly said, absolutely not, you would not be welcome. And I said, okay, so what would happen if I went out in town? And they said, the locals would snatch me up and kill me within an hour. I'd be tortured first, and after they were done torturing me, I'd probably be beheaded. It would, go on video for everybody to see as, an example. And so I already knew this was going to happen, but I wanted to hear it from them. And, the point of it is, the point I'm trying to make is, this is the local populace that would do this. This isn't ISIS. This isn't Al-Qaeda. This isn't the PMU. This isn't a militia from the Iranians or anything like that. This is the local populace that would do this. So my question to them was pretty simple then after that. If you would do this to me in your country, why would I let you in my country? Because all this means to me is that if you have the opportunity to take the life of an American, you would do it. So maybe that's something you all need to think about back there. If this is the way some of these cultures feel, this is the way that these countries feel about Americans, why would you be so naive to believe that if they came to the United States, they would do anything any different than what they would do right here in their own country? I don't know, man. Just trying to inform you about what's actually happening on the ground in one of the banned countries. Something you should probably think about. I can't go out in town here. Why should they go out in town in my country?
Thought about it.
Essentially, fuck him.
But why fuck this guy?
Because...
Why? They will treat him like shit in his country.
Right, and there's a fucking reason for it.
But why?
It's 2017, and to be a contractor in fucking Iraq, not Iraq, and not understand that we've been bombing the shit out of countries in the Middle East for the last, 50 years? To be 100% honest, let's be real. Let's be real. Like, how long have we been meddling in shit that we should not be meddling? But certainly in Iraq, I'm sorry, if you were bombing my country for a good solid 8 to 10 years, if you're in my country, you really need to not feel some kind of way about you coming outside and just, being around? After taking all of my oil and disposing of all of my elected leaders, although Saddam is a fucking asshole and should not have been in control because he was killing his own people. But there are reasons for that animosity. It's not like it's just out of nowhere.
It's not out of nowhere?
It's not out of nowhere.
They don't just hate Americans for no reason.
No.
Oh.
People need to stop loving America as if it's a 5-year-old child who can do nothing wrong, because that shit is not for real.
We not Superman?
You have to love your country, that's fine, but love it as an adult and realize when it does really fucked up shit.
Damn.
We are the leaders of the free world? No, we're leaders of an imperialist nation that likes to fuck around and promote our interests above everybody else's. I'm sorry. I don't know why Tiny Hands Cheeto Voldemort is trying to make it like America first is some new thing. Because clearly America being first has been since day one. And not really America first, it's really like white men first.
Okay.
Let's be 100%. Let's be 100.
But what about all the Iraqis, the locals he's talking about there?
You mean the ones that don't have enough money to actually come here after the 2-year fucking vetting process that it takes to get to this country?
You mean they can't get over on that plane? Is that what you're telling me?
I mean, they certainly didn't come over to hijack any airplanes. 9/11.
Oh my God.
None of those people came from Iraq.
So Iraqis, okay, Iraqis. None of those.
It's a Q. It's Iraq.
None of those Iraqis hijacked those planes and sent them into the.
None of them.
None of them.
In fact, the countries where those people came from are all not on that list that Tiny Hands Cheeto Voldemort has decided to ban from this country.
What you telling me that this thing is so it's not a ban? What is it a ban? Is it a ban? We're trying to keep all the people who want to do us harm, right?
Well, you should start with the KKK and white supremacists.
We're not talking about white supremacy right now, okay? You remember America, everything. You know what I'm saying? Once everything is behind us, everything is behind us. We don't learn from our mistakes. We're American.
I know, we just repeat them over and over.
Okay, we're not talking about that. Okay, what we're talking about is attackers since 9/11, who have killed American citizens. How many American citizens have they killed?
Foreign terrorists?
No. On American soil, how many of these terrorists, how many of them has actually gotten on American soil and did damage?
Yeah, so foreign terrorists, none.
None?
None.
None of the people from the banned countries?
You're way more likely to be shot by another American citizen first.
I'll talk about those other countries.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, you're more likely, even if with foreign terrorists or whatever, more likely to, what was the thing say? Like, essentially to get hit by a refrigerator falling from the sky.
Yeah, you're more likely to get hit by a lightning bolt, I think.
Yeah.
Than be killed by a Muslim. But,
that's what happens when you have a white supremacist running the country.
But this is the thing.
I'm not even talking about Tiny Hands Cheeto Voldemort either.
Okay, but this is the thing. They got this whole thing about, killing the infidel.
So here's the thing. Jihad has 2 meanings.
Yeah.
It talks about the internal struggle, which is the bigger meaning. The bigger jihad, the one that's more important, is the struggle within to live as a good Muslim and follow, if you want to call it Sharia, that's fine, but to follow the tenets of Islam, which, by the way, is peace. To follow the tenets of Islam despite the challenges and temptations that are in the world. The same way you have evangelical Christians talking about how this, country's going to hell in a handbasket and we need to, bring God back into everything in order to, keep away from the demons, the temptations, or whatever. That's the bigger jihad. The bigger jihad is the internal struggle to live a good life despite the temptations in the external world. The smaller jihad, which is not as important, that people who want power have manipulated it into becoming a much bigger thing, is the struggle against essentially trying to promote Islam around the world, right? Mm-hmm. And
so promote Islam, kind of like in the Bible, how it says
exactly, proselytize to everyone around you, essentially. Yes, everyone's told to do that.
So spread your religion, essentially, right?
Yeah.
So that's basically what you're saying with the jihad, the smaller jihad.
Yes, and the other thing is in the Quran it does talk about killing infidels, but you're not supposed to kill women and children. So all of these fuckers who are part of ISIS and whatever else, who by the way are killing more Muslims than anyone else, they're not real Muslims. They're not real Muslims.
Oh,
Osama bin Laden, not a real, he's not a real Muslim.
Osama bin Laden wasn't a real Muslim?
I mean, he acts like he knew all his shit, but he didn't know shit.
So you kind of saying, Osama bin Laden isn't a real Muslim. So would somebody like David Duke be a real Christian?
I don't know. I'm not a Christian, so why don't you guys, who seem to have such a huge issue with all Muslims everywhere and paint them in such a broad stroke, why don't you tell me if David Duke is a real Christian?
You mean I'm talking about the Ku Klux Klan guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you know
I mean, the
what the
one
Ku Klux
who
Klan
endorsed
is.
Tiny Hands Cheetah Voldemort? Yeah.
No,
I
of
know.
course, yeah. All right, so ending this video. Reason
History
why
matters. Context matters. Don't just say shit out the side of your face when you don't fucking know what you're talking about.
Well, I think he knows what he's talking about.
But-
he just has that blindfold
Yeah, you're
on
right,
that white
I'm sure.
Americans tend to have.
This is true. This is true. But
That
you know what?
whole-
If you don't like going outside and being painted with a broad brush about how you are the person you deserve to die, then fucking try being black in America. Go fuck yourself.